down to the police. And I think withholding that is something that is more than just an apology's worth. Do you not, Caroline?
If that is the case, then yes. There's no expansion on that, is there? Can anyone hear me?
Caroline, I can hear you.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know what happened there. Everything
It's
went
all right,
very,
Caroline.
very
I
quiet.
can hear you. All I was going to say,
Yeah.
Caroline, I'm
No.
going to finish off. If you don't mind, Caroline, I'm just going to finish off now. I'm just going to say to people, if I, as a man in this movement, was to make a really sexual insult to someone, if I was to say something awfully lurid, horribly disgusting, in such a term as I want to tie you up, chain you together, make you use a double-edged dildo and film it, if I was to do that to a woman, we all know that I would be given the marching orders, and rightly so. I would be grateful for it, actually, because it's how the movement should work. But when a woman does that to a man, and then again, I will tell people she admitted that in a space you can use your own ears. She said she wanted that Requiem for a Dream scene. She said she wanted to tie me up in a cupboard in bondage kit with handcuffs. Now, she's admitted this in the space again. All I'm going to say is, had I said that to a woman, I would be given my marching orders. Quite rightly so. And again, why she can't understand is, and this is what she keeps saying, I've manipulated women into disliking me. No, when you call a woman a barren slag for having a miscarriage, when you call the children of Great Ormond Street Hospital silly little spastic mongs, when you tell someone you want to tie them up with a double-ended dildo and penetrate them and then film it and put it on the internet, when you tell people you have repeatedly and consistently received threats of murder against them and hidden that from authorities, despite now having that information, I don't think it becomes tit for tat anymore, Caroline. I think it's become something much more serious. And I think that's why, at the end of the day, the subject access request to the police says that I have never been accused of anything. And that's not true. That's not what Kay said. It was not what she said in February. It's not what she said in March. It's not what she said in April. She made it repeatedly, the massive claim. In fact, it was a claim she contacted organisations with, that she had contacted the police about me. And I think it's very good. And I think it's very fair. And I'm not going to misquote her in any way. Kay said tonight, I've not reported you ever to them. So to be clear, I think that's a sensible place to go.
I do not have anything to say about any of these, unfortunate conversations, unfortunate back and forth. I just don't. It's not my world. It just isn't my world. And I'm now finding myself, because of whatever happened, on the receiving end of the opposite end of what I was already on the side of. And it's all very unpleasant. I just think sometimes it takes a better person to say enough is enough. And just,
I agree. And do you know what, Caroline? I'm going to agree with you there. And I'm going to say on that note, enough is enough. I think enough time has all been wasted on this absolute fruitless endeavour. I think we should all be getting together, because at the moment we've got a puberty blockers trial. Now, I know you do more than that in politics, Caroline, but we've got a puberty blockers trial in England and Wales that is incredibly dangerous. Children are going to be experimented on with the most hideous drugs. We need it all hands on deck. If she wants to fight that with us, she's more than welcome to fight that with us, because that is what we need. We need every hand on deck. And I just want to say, because there's someone in the comments saying this, I am not the ultra poodle. I'm afraid people would be very disappointed and actually surprised if they knew who that was. It is not me, and I'm not Miss Gender. That is not me either, I'm afraid. It's someone else.
Well, I don't have
So,
any sock accounts. I don't have the bandwidth to create any.
no, and
But
I
I
won't
just
accuse you of it either, because there's no evidence of it. And that's the
don't have
thing.
any. And
Well,
if I
on that
have
note,
anything to
Caroline,
say,
I
I'll
will let
say
you
it
get
anyway.
back. I will let you get back, and I will
But I
leave.
need you to know that
Okay, happily.
this whole space was not initially about yourself or Kay or any of the goings on that's been going on. This organically manifested
Okay,
itself.
Caroline,
Okay,
absolutely, and that's.
so
I want to make it clear to people. You've been actually a very, very fair host and adjudicator. I will happily say that. And I came into the space, and because I have her blocked, I never saw she was there. I was just looking for something to listen
no,
to
I
while I was doing
understand
some
that.
work.
She acknowledged that herself and
Yeah.
unblocked you so that you could come
No,
up
I
to
know,
speak.
and I'm just making it clear that you, in absolutely no way, set this up in any sort of manner for it to be a confrontation or anything. And actually, in your credit, I'll say it again.
I'll be the bad one.
No, you'll be the good one. Actually, no, I don't care. I will say it
Not
in
from
your.
your side, but I'll be the bad one, and
Well, you're not the
I
bad
can live
one.
with that. That's
You're not the
absolutely
bad
fine.
one, but I will
But
say you were the fair one, and you
I
said to people
I
that we should
do
have
feel that you could have handled that a lot better and understood from where a woman is coming from.
Okay, and that's happily. All I'm going to ask you before I go is, do you understand where I'm coming from, particularly
Yes,
with
of course
threats
I
to the?
do.
Yeah,
Yes, absolutely. But that still doesn't change my view. Is that of course I understand everything that goes on. It happens all the time. But I also understand from her point of view how she must be feeling when I heard her saying, "All I want from you is an apology," and it just escalated. And
but the problem, but Caroline, and this is again, all I'll say
but
is,
you brought in other names, and she didn't
but
mention
Caroline, but I
anyone
brought
but
in the other
you at
names
that
because she
point.
said you are responsible for what your friends have done. Exact quote. You are responsible for what
Which
your
is
friends have
not
done.
right. Okay, anyone with half a brain knows that nobody's responsible for
So
other
what am I
people's
to
actions.
apologise for? Because that's what I'm saying, Caroline. I wouldn't expect you to apologise to stop lying for other things that have been done. That's the same for me. I will not apologise to Kay for the actions of people who are connected with me online. I'm not even friends with some of the people she was referencing. For example, she consistently claims, Kate Scotto and I are kind of working in tandem, and I will be quite clear that's not true. Kate and I don't follow each other. That's nothing against Kate. I think she's marvelous, but that's just the situation. And I think that's it needs to be very clear to people at the end of the day. This was all about what my friends have done. And I will tell you now, if I ever hear who made the sock account with that picture of that child, I will be unfollowing them on their main, and I want nothing to do with them. And I hope she eventually hears that, because that is my genuine position, because I have no knowledge of who did it, and I don't think anyone else does have any knowledge of who did it. But I do wish she would stop saying she does have knowledge of who did it and that she has reported it, because I'm afraid she hasn't. And that's what the subject access request says.
But can you understand, if you put all that to one side, can you understand how she must be feeling though? Can you grasp that?
Well,
If you just put
but hang on.
everything
I'm trying
else
to
to
understand in
one
terms of
side,
how.
everything.
But Carol, I'm trying to understand how she must be feeling, because she constantly says, "Other people have done this to me. Other people have done this to me." So I understand if she's upset at other people, as you said, go and ask them for an apology. But this is about me, as you said, to stop lying. This is about me. So I would like her to tell me what she wants an apology for, not other people's actions. Because
For
I'm not.
lying about me. For lying.
About what? Okay.
All the
Happily.
lies you told about me, apologise about them.
What ones?
You started a rumour. First of all, you started a rumour that I speak to the dead for a living, which is not
Did you
true.
not say that in a podcast
So
on
that
BBC
got
Scotland, Kay?
no, I didn't. No, because I've
You've never
ever
said.
spoken
Hang
to
on,
the dead.
just to be clear,
Never.
you said you've never said I speak to my ancestors regularly. You've never said that phrase.
No, I think what I said was, in a deep regressive meditation, I like to connect with a past version of myself, which
No,
can
you said I
include.
speak to my ancestors. Exact quote.
Right? And so, what is your problem with that exactly? What prompted
So
a smear campaign?
So you're saying that I
Answer the
lied
question,
instead.
Robbie. Why did
Hang
you
on,
hear
I'm
that and
happy.
think I
I'm
need to
going to.
smear
Hang
this
on.
woman and start lying about her?
Hang on. So you said the lie is you said you speak to the dead. I said you speak to
Listen
your
to you.
ancestors. That is a direct rebuttal of the fact that it's a lie, is it not?
Do you understand meditation at all, Robbie? Do you understand it at all, and how it's actually got nothing to do with speaking to dead entities?
Well, I'm not here to discuss meditation. I'm here
Well,
to
you're
discuss the
here
claim that
discussing
you
my
said.
personal life and why you've got such a
I'm
fucking problem with it, you weird
I'm not.
cunt.
I'm not.
So
I'm,
why don't you answer for everyone in the room why you think me enjoying regressive meditation and inner child healing and connecting with previous versions of myself, for example, is so problematic and offensive to you that you need to start lying and telling people that I squander money from old women so I can speak to their dead relatives? You fucking mental cunt.
that's not the original claim.
Oh,
You've
fucking hell,
asked
but it's
me.
what it escalated to, you bastard!
You asked me quite clearly whether you have ever said I
How
have
about you speak
spoken
like a
to the
normal
dead,
human
or I
being,
have
Robbie?
spoken to the.
Did you or did you not exaggerate or embellish what I do for a living with your own details that you use to fill in the gaps? Did you or did you not?
No,
Really? So what is it that you're offended about what I do for a living? What are you
I'm not.
offended about? So why did you use it as an excuse to smear my reputation and start lying
I
about me?
didn't.
But you did, Robbie. And then the next lie
I
you
didn't.
told about me was you spread around a message that you'd gotten from Peaches and Taylor about this whole job loss situation, which I'll be frank, God, it was 2 years ago now. Even I don't remember the details, in spite of the fact that that was the instigation for you telling the lies on, I believe it was the 6th of January, 2006. Sorry, I can't cough up figures like you can, like I've mentioned your name 24
you just did.
times since the 6th of June, right? I can't do all of that, but I think it was
It
maybe
was,
the 4th
yeah, I
or the
agree.
6th of
Six.
January 2024 when
Yep.
you were presented with evidence that you had been discussing me and orchestrating a smear campaign in private messages, right? The screenshots of that were
No.
presented to you and you ghosted for several months, and then you sent your stupid little retard friends like Isla and Binky in to cover for you.
No.
You disgusting piece of shit.
No.
You're fucking
I will.
disgusting,
No.
Robbie Travers.
No. I will
You're
tell you.
fucking vile. My whole family, my husband, my sons, my mother are sitting here listening to you
That's
lie
fine.
about the women that they know through and through. Lie about the women that they care about and love. You're lying about a woman who has 2 sons. You're lying about someone's wife of 20 years. You're lying about someone who cares for her mother 24/7. You're sitting there lying about that in front of all of those meaningful witnesses. How do you sleep at night, you crazy fucking freak?
But this is the appeal. This is the appeal to emotion, Kane. All I'm going to say to you is, I totally accept you're a person, but however, are the people who you also attack not people? Do they also not have
I don't
children?
attack anyone. I retaliate, Robbie Travers. I called Binky, your little pal Binky, a barren slag. I explained it earlier.
What's
which
Binky
I did
done to you?
apologize. Shut the fuck up, mouthy. I did once apologise for that, and she rejected it because what she would prefer to do is continue to follow me around in spaces and record what I've said and contact my neighbours, for example, right? Robbie, I don't even know where you live. I don't even know what town you live in. I don't give a fuck. I've never investigated that. Never once sent a DM to somebody asking where you live. I didn't even know you were a political commentator, supposedly, until after I'd interviewed you. And obviously, I'd never Googled you at that point. Do you remember when you were all sweetness and light?
Yeah, I did.
And
Yeah.
talking about what a really nice person I am and how based and grounded and my opinions are very valid and how it's good that I have the gumption to stand up to the troons.
Yeah.
And then what happened, Robbie? You got sent a little. Oh, I'll tell you. No, I'll tell you.
Okay, go. Tell me.
Tell everyone else in the
Tell
audience.
me, please.
You got sent a little snippet of a podcast that I recorded with my friend called Oliver, who produced a psychic, I suppose, like a psychic platform. And you know, everyone who knows me knows that I read tarot. I don't claim to speak to the dead. I don't claim to have any power, like inhumane power. I think that everyone has the capacity to do it. And if they're interested in learning, then I'm your teacher because I love it. And I've always done it, right? And you decided to listen to some little snippets from a podcast. She speaks to the dead. She speaks to her ancestors, missing out the fact that that was in a deep state of meditation, right? I've also done past life regressions. I've done all sorts of meditation because I enjoy it and I love it and I lead meditation. It's a passion of mine. And you decided to take an audio clip